then the fourth area is a low area, which is located off-site. So the first area, the drainage swale, based on a review of the 1974 plans and all the map soils, it appears to be constructed in an upland area. There was no evidence of wetland plants or soils on the site. Really, it's a stormwater feature that discharges across West Boylston Street in a culvert. The second area, this forested area, it's an existing low area. It's likely that stormwater infiltrates in this area. At the time of the visit, there was no evidence of standing water or wetland vegetation. We do anticipate that, based on the existing soils, that everything just kind of infiltrates pretty quickly. Eastern pines were observed in this area, so again, there was no evidence of it being a wetland resource area. The third area is a stormwater conveyance, which is located on the east side of the site. This was observed to have, variable channel widths and flows, and it ultimately flows to the north. It's likely just driven by rain events. There was no surface flow observed during the site evaluation. Again, that was back in August, so I know it's been dry for a while, but that was back in August. And there's no wetlands bordering on the stormwater conveyance, and we do not believe it meets the definition of a stream. This low area, which is located off-site on 96 South Main Street, it was not flagged at the time because it's located off-site. It's identified on MassGIS as an isolated wetland, which is non-jurisdictional, but should it qualify as an isolated land subject to flooding, the 100-foot buffer zone would not extend past the ILSF boundary, so it would not be there would not be any jurisdictional area on the site. And then I just wanted to quickly go through the proposed project, just to give you a little bit of background. This here is the proposed middle school. The project has submitted to planning board for site plan review. So the stormwater report and all the features review is ongoing in advance of a January hearing. What you're seeing in blue is the proposed stormwater features on site using a combination of subsurface stormwater infiltration and bioretention, surface bioretention or infiltration basins. Based on all the evidence we have in geotechnical investigations and soil types, we do believe that everything is likely to infiltrate pretty quickly on site. The soils are favorable for infiltration. The project has been designed to meet Mass DEP stormwater management requirements. And I do have, additional project information that I'm happy to share, but I just wanted to stop here and see if there's any questions before I go any further.
Kim, you got questions?
Go ahead, and then I'll ask my question.
Okay, so I understand you said that it was LEC that did sort of a wetland investigation that determined that there's no jurisdictional wetland resource areas subject to our jurisdiction, either within or within 100-foot buffer zones of the subject work. Did you send the copy of the LEC report with the RDA?
I did, yes. Yep, that's
Okay,
included
great.
in that application.
I haven't looked at it. Do you know who the representing scientist at LEC was? Was this Rich Kirby, Andrea Kendall?
It was Andrea Kendall, yes.
Andrea Kendall. Okay, yeah. She's good. I would, I'll let you proceed. Given the magnitude of the project, I'm not remiss to verify that there's no wetland resource areas or any of our jurisdiction within this, but I'm I'm of the mindset to at least look at the report and perhaps do a site walk out here just to verify. We're saying that this forested wetland up here is isolated, that the drainage ditches out here qualify as stormwater management features that aren't jurisdictional. You know, I'd be less inclined if this was on a smaller scale magnitude of somebody doing a single family home addition, a porch in their backyard. But this is a large scale major construction project. So I don't, I think we can proceed, and I certainly will entertain the RDA in a negative finding if we at least verify, the LAC report that there aren't wetland resource areas subject to our jurisdiction within the footprint of proposed work. So, and I imagine that includes demolition of the existing school building.
Yeah, so they, oops.
Yep.
They reviewed everything within the limit of work. So all the way to the existing school building and then all the way to this field area.
All right. What's gonna go where the existing school is? Is that, I saw that's where you have infiltration, but is there anything on top of that, or?
Sure, so where the existing school is, it's kind of, you can kind of see it right under this footprint. So a portion of it is parking.
Oh, a sports field or? Okay.
Yeah, so it's kind of flip-flopped. So that where the existing building's located on the west side of the site, the proposed building is proposed to be located on the east side of the site, with the parking in this area. This large area you're seeing here with this larger infiltration is a athletic field, which we're proposing to have infiltration chambers underneath the field.
Okay. Grass turf or synthetic turf?
It is grass with an add alternate for turf.
Okay. Kim, you have any thoughts?
I just wanted to, Mass Mapper does not differentiate between isolated and bordering. That there's no key for that. So I just wanted to make that point. And then to echo Dave, I would like to see that there's no connection between that what you're calling a drainage swale on the far east of the site and that isolated, what you are calling isolated. Just to verify that there wouldn't be any sort of buffer zone cast onto the site that might trigger a stormwater review from us. So I agree with the approach that Dave has outlined that he'd like to do.
Okay. So, yeah, just in my opinion, I think, just again, just given the size and just as the commission doing our due diligence, I think you're in good hands with Andrea Kendall. I know Andrea, she does exceptional work. But yeah, I do want to look at the isolated wetland, make sure that there's no stormwater inlets or outlets that feature. It really is a combined basin without any inlets or outlets. So
Yeah, no,
yeah.
I completely understand that. And, I will say that there was nothing observed in the field. It was mostly a flat area, but, do understand that if you want to see it in person.
Yeah. Okay. That's all I have for now. If anyone else has on the commission has any questions before we go to public comment, but yeah, I'm of the opinion to lean towards at least continuing tonight to get a site walk in, and then if everything checks out, hopefully getting you in for the next hearing with again, if there's no wetland resource areas, then I'd be inclined to issue the negative determination. Yeah, that's all I have. I think that's reasonable.
Yep. Anybody else on the commission with questions?
Nothing from me.
Okay. Do we want to try and pick a date before we move on?
Yeah, it's starting to get darker earlier, and of course, I have a stacked public hearing agenda in the evenings. Yeah, let me pull up my work calendar and see.
What, just for our purposes, if you don't mind me asking, when is your
Next hearing.
December hearing?
believe it's the 19th. It's a Thursday. These two meetings were off schedule because both the evening before Thanksgiving and then actual Christmas Day fell on the fell on our
Like the
typical meeting
regular
day.
hearing dates? Yeah, okay.
So I
18.
believe it's the 18th.
That's the Wednesday.
I think we picked the Thursday.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, so we
I
were
didn't
we were
write-
going off
I didn't write it
meetings.
down. Okay, great.
So as not to interfere with all the other meetings that are the third Wednesday.
And just out of curiosity, like, what's the construction schedule on this, and where does it stand? Have you filed permits with other municipal boards yet, or are we the first board that you guys have come to?
Sure, we filed with planning at the same time, but we don't anticipate being before them until, I think it's the 7th of January is their next meeting. And the anticipated schedule is, believe it
Is
is,
it April? I thought?
thank you.
And that's my recollection. It's not official.
For early site work, yes.
Okay.
Okay, so I know it's dark so early. Almost might not be something we're able to do in the evening.
All right. We could,
Morning
I don't know
possible?
how. Hate
Like
giving up
before
some
work?
time on my weekends, but I do have, I probably have some weekend time available if we were to head out on a Saturday or Sunday for a brief walk. Where is my work schedule?
Anything in mind?
Let me look. Mm-mm-mm. Tomorrow won't work. If we did, I can always cut work and do like a 4:30 site walk. Again, it's really getting dark already. But
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the sun sets at 4:30, just.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I have, and of course I want to get this done prior to the next hearing to not belabor the process, and I don't want to put you through a second continuance. I suspect I have this weekend available or the following weekend, which is the 30th, 31st.
If you'd like me to go, I cannot go on Saturday mornings.
Okay.
Saturday's booked for me too. If you need me.
All right. Sunday?
Do a Sunday.
All right. I'm not a, and this is just, I'm not a big morning person to like wake
I'm
up.
not a crack of dawn person either, Dave.
Let's
We all know
say at 7:30 or 8 a.m., but something reasonable like a 9, or again, I don't want to occupy the entire day
Yeah.
off either with this, but something like a 9 a.m. Hold on, I checked my work calendar. Let me check my weekend calendar. Hey, babe, do we have any plans on Sunday? Thank you. All right. I checked with the Minister of Household Planning, and my Sunday's free.
Okay, so we're talking the 24th.
Yes.
Okay, so the 24th
Right there.
at 9, I can do.
Nope. Car keys.
Okay. So yeah, I'm available Sunday, 9 o'clock. All right. And in the meanwhile, forgive me, I haven't had an opportunity to look at Andrea's LEC report. Again, Andrea's quite qualified, and yep. So I just want to review that.
Okay.
Yep. But Marissa, I honestly think that, pending just a bit of due diligence on our part, just to make sure that we're in agreement that we probably get you out of here in the next hearing, unless, of course, we find something jurisdictional, and then we'll talk about it. But yeah, I think.
Great. Thank you for working with us and agreeing to give up your Sunday. Appreciate that. Sunday morning anyway. Do you want me to get back to you on who will be able to meet on site, or it would probably
That's fine.
Okay.
That's fine.
If you wanna ask
That's
Andrew.
You can send
And
that.
if there aren't any more commissioner comments, of course, just public meeting process. I don't know if we have
Yeah.
anyone from the public that is here to speak on it. Any members of the public here tonight on this matter? Hearing crickets, 3, 2, 1. All right, I think we're good there.
Okay, so is there a motion to continue?
Yeah, I would make a motion to continue the public hearing, pending site walk to be held this Sunday.
Second.
Roll call vote. Aye, Dave,
Aye.
Sean,
Sean, I.
great. Okay.
Great. Thank you.
Marissa, thank
See you.
you.
We'll see you soon. Thank you.
Bye.
Okay, so the next thing on our agenda is the certificate of compliance for 14 Bolton Road that we tried to do the site walk for
All right.
last that evening.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of run off.
I hustled off pretty quickly. I don't know how long you stuck around and talked.
I
or
left
if-
right after that. I was like, I don't need, I'm a volunteer. I don't need to be yelled at. You didn't, or you weren't aware of this, then you need to talk to whoever set up this meeting, and I'm happy to.
Yeah, I meant to
Eventually
follow up on this one.
reschedule.
It sounded like a good one.
Right.
Yeah, it wasn't the wildest thing that's ever happened, but it was just like, nope, we're not
Yeah.
taking that.
One of my wetland scientists went to a commission site walk of a delineated athletic field in Groveland, Massachusetts, who had no less than 15 angry, aggrieved abutters who showed up with pitchforks and torches, literally, and basically just cursed them out the whole time. Told them that I don't care what you say, that you don't have a quorum. It's a public meeting. We're going to trespass on the property, and they ended up walking away. They actually called the police. They ended up with a police presence and left the site, and they conducted the site walk again a couple of weeks ago with a police detail there while they were out there, and the same abutters showed up, cussing and cursing and causing a big scene. So
Never had to have a police detail for a regular site walk, but I've had to have an environmental police officer detail for an enforcement site walk.
yeah. Well, yeah, not the craziest thing I think we've ever encountered. But but again, we weren't able to conduct a site walk, and I think the burden is on the applicant to permit us onto the property to go look at it.
There were some emails where basically that gentleman Bruno that had been on the previous meeting that set up the site walk.
Yep.
He said he wasn't able to attend and that he wasn't aware that the homeowners weren't aware. I don't know who was supposed to inform the homeowners. It would be, I would expect it to be the person requesting the certificate. So he asked when we could do another site walk, but it's like, when can you be present for the site walk is kind of where I'd like to go with that. I think that they should be the seller, who's obviously the one who's requesting the certificate, should be present and should be coordinating with the homeowner to give us a date and time.
Yes.
So
Agreed.
if Lourdes, if you could convey that back to, I think his name is Mr. Silva, that would be appreciated.
Will do.
Thank you. Okay, so we can move on, since it's not really a matter, it's not a public hearing, to, I think everything else is just continued, right? I've lost the agenda again.
Yep. We've got a
Couple of
WRA and 42 Henry Street.
So, okay, so I put this in the after we do Rauscher Farms stuff, but I figured it might just kind of behoove the situation to issue them an emergency certificate so they can do some stabilization work in the interim while since there's nerves, there's concern, so install some jute matting, install some erosion control blankets, and maybe some temporary sack gabions or some sort of something at the bottom of the slope, and it sounds like that they're amenable to that. So it's in that line item for all of us of all the things, so we can do that before we do the Rauscher Farm stuff. So we just need to ratify an emergency certification.
Right.
Are there any concerns with that in the interim, Dave?
No, again, yep. If this is again temporary stabilization of the existing condition as a stopgap in the interim while we continue to pursue this.
fully vet the notice of intent.
Yeah. Is MWA with us tonight, or
They didn't come. They said they would,
they continued in
said that-
request for this?
yeah.
Okay.
They didn't have anything new to add. We gave them a brief update about where we're at, which is people have said they're interested, but we haven't gotten a scope of services.
No,
back.
and obviously I copied you on all the correspondences, and I sent the peer review to 8 or 9 different, not structural, but geotechnical engineering firms. And
Yeah.
and of course we got one bite, and we'll follow up with them. I do want to say, hey, look, we've provided you the I think Lourdes, you sent the link that they could access the files because they're too big to share via email. I'm sure they're quite substantial.
It's just that one. It's just
I did.
it's just a PDF packet.
Okay.
Did you see that I had sent the PDF to our retired commissioner? That's a hydrogeologist.
Oh,
I
no, I
copied
didn't see
you on
that.
that. I copied you on that email too. I know there's a million emails, so I
Hey.
figured we could get a few like other just kind of opinions since we're talking about a groundwater concern. Let's talk to a hydrogeologist who may be able to give us an informal opinion.
Okay.
So that is also pending. So is there a motion to ratify an emergency certification, like for temporary stabilization?
I would make the motion, yes, with obviously, can we condition emergency order?
Yeah, there are things you could add to an emergency certification. So why don't I pull up a blank one and we can discuss it.
Okay. I just want to, I think, we just want to talk to what degree we allow them. A lot of the BMPs that we're talking about, whether or not they're fiber rolls, silt fence, erosion control blankets, that are in the toolbox of temporary slope stabilization and sediment control, are pretty innocuous, right, in context. But I don't want to get into a situation where they have carte blanche to remove,
Nope.
woody vegetation, that there's
Okay.
earthwork involved here. So I'm comfortable allowing the work, but again, I just think we want to set the parameters of no, you can't cut trees down. No, you can't do earthwork or any cuts or fills or things of that nature. So
Shall be included.
that's all right. Yeah.
And then I'll just put in that what I had said before, temporary bold underscore measures.
Yeah.
Are there any other certifications that you think that you'd like, or conditions that you'd like to include? Obviously we're going to put in a note that this is pending the
Findings
proceedings under file number under 135 dash, I can't remember what the file number is, but we'll put that note in, temporary measures to provide stabilization. I'm assuming this will probably end up being an overwintering situation at this point.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah. As we're now getting into December. Yeah. So, and I agree. Yeah. I think we want to batten down the hatches for winter. But I can't give anything else.
Right. It was never, right. I don't want to get into discussing the actual notice of intent because it's been continued and we don't have them here. It's not part of our agenda.
Yep.
But yeah.
Separate news.
Sean, did you have something?
Ending finding there.
No.
Okay.
I'll wait for this. Be good for a second?
Yep.
A second.
Okay. I vote to ratify an emergency certification for temporary stabilization measures to overwinter the site while the NOI makes its way through its process.
Aye.
Great.
Aye.
Great.
Did we lose Rachel? She's still on this commission, right?
I thought she was on. Yeah.
I thought she was
I
here.
don't-
We lost her.
I don't see her.
Just because you got me for about 10 more minutes. So
Yeah, I don't see a Rachel. Let's move on to voting on the bills then.
okay.
Right.
I actually have not even in the meetings that I have been on, I've seen a Rachel in the participants list, but
Yeah, I don't know why she doesn't.
they haven't
Yeah.
been, they're supposed to have their camera on and be participating. So I thought I wasn't aware which Rachel it was.
Yeah.
Okay, let me pull up the bills. I know that our most important one is the Sam Bell one.
Yeah.
Where'd it go? Had it from her. There are too many emails in the box. I had them all set up so this wouldn't happen. Thank you for keeping us on track though, Sean.
Sorry, I just gotta bail.
Yep.
My side hustle. Come on.
It's fair.
Okay, so the bill, did she attach the bill? So we need to approve, where'd it go? So we need to approve, where did it go? I'm gonna scream.
I'm gonna look at it in the box.
Kimberly, I went ahead and wrote it on the agenda if you want to basically read it from there.
Yeah,
Because I know I sent it, but it's a Samuel Bell and then invoice.
here it is.
Oh, it's the Rutger Farm Field
Yeah,
Mowing
mow.
Services.
So we need to approve the annual conservation mow for the Sam Bell invoice that was submitted for $1,753.75.
So moved.
I second.
All in favor? Aye, Sean?
Sean,
Dave?
I.
Great, okay,
Aye.
so we'll approve that, we'll get that signed and back over to you, Lourdes, so it can get processed, and then there's just some expenditures I wanted to get our approval on, 2,000 for the loose stripe, $500 for a new promo materials for the barn, to talk about how this is a conservation site. I wasn't sure what the background that she was trying to convey was, but I'm sure we'll hear more about that. But I would support that. Some nursery garden items for I don't think these have invoices yet, but $246.25. And then Russia Farms, their electric annual grids. And I think they set aside $500, but I don't think they ever hit that amount. So they're still within their 5,000 that they have budgeted. So I don't know that we need a formal vote for that because we're not approving an invoice yet, but I would be in favor of those items that they discussed.
Yep.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep.
Let's see what else is on the agenda. I don't think there's anything else on the agenda.
Just as point of information, I spoke with the chair about this, Dave, but we're talking tonight at the select board about the Sterling partnership. I ran it by the finance committee last week, and we seem to have enough in the current budget to cover us until June. And so we'll have a better idea how much it's going to cost long term. And I just have to get back to the finance committee, but Kim and I might have to go to a budget hearing or something just to make the point. They all seem supportive, and we're going to tweak the agreement tonight. So it's moving forward. Let's keep it posted.
Okay.
No idea with candidates, but it's I think it's positive that there seems to be support.
Yeah. Anything else from us in terms of I know you got my basic notes on
Qualifications and making sure it's switched. I thought that was the deal too. So I'm hoping that's just
I'm really hoping that's not going to be the other way
transcription
around.
thing, right?
'Cause that might,
But the way today's gone, I don't know. No, all bets are off. I'll let you know after tonight.
okay. All right. I don't have anything else. So motion to adjourn.
I moved.
All right. Thank you.
Second, yeah.
Good
It
night.
doesn't break our record, but it's pretty
So
good.
Dawn's the problem. All right.
All right. Have a nice night, everybody.
Take it easy.
Good night, guys. Good seeing you.
Bye.
All right. Bye, guys.